Good day, everyone. You're welcome to this week's Business and Investment Tips program, a production of RCCG Christ Church Radio with Ayodeji Ebo, an investment professional.
This week, the focus is on setting an agenda for the new CBN leadership.
President Bola Tinubu approved the nomination of the new CBN governor, Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, and 4 deputy governors: Imam Nana Usaro, Operations, Mohammed Sani Abdullahi Dantijo, Economic Policies, Philip Ikeazo, Financial System Stability, and Bala Bello, Corporate Services, on the 15th of September 2023.
Last week, the Senate screened and approved their nominations. Obviously, the task before the new CBN leadership is daunting due to the current worrying state of the economy. Our focus this week is to highlight some of the measures the new CBN leadership can adopt to bring the economy back in the right direction. The suggested policy measures have been grouped into short stroke immediate, which is less than 6 months, medium, less than 2 years, and long term, over 2 years. Short-term stroke immediate, less than 6 months. 1. Review, ascertain, and renegotiate the FX swap agreements. FX swap agreement is an agreement between two parties to exchange currencies at a specific date and price in the future. Simply put, the CBN collects FX from a party and advances Naira in return, but the CBN has an obligation to return the FX at a specific date and agreed return, while the party refund the Naira based on the agreed return. The FX swap is estimated between $10 billion to $12 billion as of the end of 2022. Renegotiating these contracts will provide the CBN with more breather to manage the FX supply in the immediate. 2. Clear FX backlogs and trapped funds. There is an immediate need to commence the clearing of the FX forward contracts and trapped funds. For instance, it's estimated that airlines have over $990 million trapped in Nigeria. This will restore confidence and reduce speculation. 3. Suspend Naira redesign. The Naira redesign policy to abolish old notes in the country by December 2023 should be suspended or timelines moved forward. This is to avoid further economic disruptions as well as the huge cost of printing new notes. 4. Collaborate with the federal government to reduce oil theft. Reducing oil theft and increasing oil production will provide immediate and steady FX inflow to the CBN. This will give the CBN the capacity to increase supply and reduce backlogs. Now to the medium term, 6 months to 2 years. 1. Stakeholders engagement. The leadership of the CBN must be open to periodic engagement with stakeholders. Policy formation must also include input from stakeholders. This will improve investors' perception and confidence of the Apex Bank. 2. Raise FX via Eurobond and IMF. While it's expensive to raise funds in the Eurobond market, the current situation warrants a new source of additional FX. Also, the IMF multilateral loans can also be a good option given the attractive rate. 3. Eliminates the 41 items. The exclusion of the 41 items from the official FX window segmented the FX market and reduced liquidity inflow to the official window. There is a need to reverse the policy to create a single and active FX market. This will reduce the FX demand in the unofficial market. 4. Reduce the use of ways and means. Ways and means. Printing of money for the federal government, estimated at about 27 trillion naira as of 2022, has contributed to the sharp increase in the money supply, which has affected the inflation rate in Nigeria. This direct support to the government should cease to improve the effectiveness of the monetary policy. 5. Collaboration with fiscal authorities. There is a need to collaborate with fiscal authorities to achieve the effectiveness of monetary policy changes. There must be more synchronized policy implementation. 6. Intervention funds. The modalities of the disbursement of intervention funds must be reviewed for effectiveness. This must be more strategic, not to crowd out the private sector. Also, the CBN must build in-house capacity to monitor the selected sectors to minimize non-performing loans. For instance, before channeling funds to export-led companies, the fiscal authorities must have created a robust framework to boost exports. 7. Align banks' CRR. The CBN should align the cash reserve ratio CRR among banks and ensure it's within the stipulated 32.5% to free up liquidity for the banks. The CRR is the percentage of customer deposits the banks keep with the CBN. This will reduce lending rates and prompts the banks to increase lending. 8. Restore confidence of foreign investors. Embark on roadshows to engage foreign investors once all the backlogs have been cleared. There will be a need for policy coherence and consistency to attract foreign portfolio investors and in the long term, foreign direct investors. 9. Periodic policy updates. There is a need for periodic policy updates using press conferences rather than just circulars when there is panic or uncertainty in the FX market and financial system. This will be more effective and help to provide clarity about the moves of the CBN. This would also reduce speculative activities in the FX market. Moving on to the long term, which is over 2 years. 1. Improve financial deepening. This is measured by bank credit to the private sector as a proportion of gross domestic product (GDP), which is currently at 19.7% as of December 2022. This is lower than the average 38.3% for sub-Saharan African countries. 2. Improve the effectiveness of the MPR and other monetary tools. It is important to reinstate the effectiveness of the use of monetary policy rate (MPR) to guide interest rates. The MPR has been ineffective in the last few years. There is a need to pause hikes in interest rates immediately while addressing market anomalies as the spread between interest rates and inflation remains wide. 3. Reduce bank fees and commissions. In the medium to long term, fees and commissions on banking transactions should be reviewed downwards to foster financial inclusion. 4. Corporate governance. Transparency and accountability provide confidence for investors. There will be a need to publish audited financial statements annually.
Due to the sorry state of the CBN, the list is not exhaustible, but we believe some of the suggestions highlighted will restore confidence in the CBN and stability in the economy.
Thank you for listening. Please join us same time next week for another exciting and insightful session. For questions, comments, and feedback, kindly forward to ebo.ayodeji@gmail.com or send an SMS to 070-8246-3747. Stay blessed.